The first time I heard her laugh like that, it wasn't for me. It was a sharp, breathy sound, half joy, half something else, echoing from the speaker of her phone while she stood in the kitchen, still in her gym clothes. Sweat clung to her collarbone, her ponytail frayed at the edges. She was smiling down at her screen, thumb flicking across it like she was trying to hide the pace of her replies. "Who's that?" I asked, pretending to rinse a mug, heart hammering against my ribs. "Oh, just Ryan," she said, her voice quick, casual. "My trainer. He's helping me stay consistent." Ryan. She said it with the ease of someone who'd said it 100 times before. It started small, the way betrayal always does. A name dropped into casual conversation. A text answered a little too quickly. A laugh that didn't belong to you anymore. At first, I told myself I was being paranoid. After all, Emily had always been disciplined, fiercely committed once she set her mind on something. Fitness was just her new obsession. She'd come home flushed, energized, sometimes humming. She even looked happier. And wasn't that what I wanted? A happy wife. But happiness shouldn't sound secret. 3 weeks later, I found the photo. It was buried deep in her gallery, sandwiched between progress shots of her workouts. Abs tightening, shoulders more defined. In it, she was standing beside a man. Tall, broad-shouldered, eyes like a storm brewing just before rain. Ryan. He had his hand on her lower back. Too low. And she wasn't pulling away. My stomach twisted. The air went thick. I stared until the edges of the screen blurred, until my reflection in the dark glass looked like a stranger, some man caught between fury and disbelief. 4 hours, I said nothing. That night, she came home smelling faintly of cologne. Not mine. "You look tense," she said, leaning against the doorway. I almost laughed. "Just tired." She crossed the room, kissed me lightly on the cheek. "You should come to the gym sometime. Ryan says couples who train together." "Ryan says a lot of things, huh?" She froze for a second, barely a flicker, but it was enough. I saw the calculation in her eyes. The quick recentering. The mask snapping back on. "Don't be jealous, Daniel. He's just a trainer. Just a trainer. Just a laugh. Just a message." How easily just becomes a weapon to soften betrayal. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I planned something colder. A few clicks online, a little sleuthing, and I found his social media. His carefully curated grid of muscles, meal plans, motivational quotes. And one picture of him at home, arm around a woman with chestnut hair and kind eyes. His wife, Megan. The caption, "Grateful for her. My anchor." I stared at it for a long time, thumb hovering over the screen. Then I smiled. If Emily wanted to praise her trainer's attention, I'd show her what attention looked like. The next morning, I ordered a thank you basket. Expensive chocolates. Scented candles. A small note written in my neatest handwriting. "Thank you for sharing your husband's attention. Emily speaks very highly of it." And I sent it straight to Megan. The fallout came 2 days later. I was stirring my coffee when Emily's phone began to ring. Over and over. She looked at it once, twice, then turned pale. "It's Ryan," she murmured, almost to herself. I watched her thumb hesitate above the screen. When she finally answered, her voice dropped to a whisper. "What did you do?" My heart spiked, though I kept my tone calm. "I sent a thank you note. To his wife. Thought she'd appreciate knowing how devoted her husband is to his clients." Her eyes widened, shock, then fury, then fear. "Daniel, do you have any idea what you've done?" "Oh, I think I do." I stood, the chair scraping hard against the floor. "You've been sneaking around with your trainer, and I'm the one who doesn't understand?" Her face twisted. "It wasn't like that." "Then what was it, Emily? The late nights? The photos? The cologne?" Silence. Her lip trembled. It started innocent. He listened to me. You didn't anymore. That one hit deep. I wanted to shout, to throw something, to ask her how she could measure a marriage against a few flirtatious reps and compliments in a gym mirror. But beneath the rage, something heavier sat. Shame. Because part of me knew what she meant. I hadn't been listening. Not really. Not for months. The phone rang again. This time, she didn't answer. When she finally spoke, her voice was hollow. Megan showed up at the gym. There was a scene. Good. No, Daniel, you don't get it. Ryan's losing clients. The gym's investigating. He's blaming me. I stared at her. Blaming you? For getting caught. Tears welled in her eyes. I just needed someone to make me feel seen again. And there it was, the truth that cracked me open more than the cheating itself. Because I remembered her, standing at the sink, exhausted, unnoticed, reaching for connection in small, desperate ways I'd overlooked. We'd both been starving. She just found a different table. That night, I couldn't sleep. The house felt like a ghost of us, photos on walls, laughter trapped in frames. I kept replaying it all. The laugh, the picture, the touch. The way I'd retaliated not with honesty, but vengeance. Maybe betrayal doesn't end when you expose it. Maybe it just changes form. By morning, the silence between us had grown unbearable. She was sitting at the kitchen table, eyes red. Megan messaged me, she said quietly. She wants to meet. Woman to woman. I didn't ask what for. Instead, I nodded and walked past her to the door, pausing only once. Emily. I sent that basket because I wanted you to feel what I felt. Powerless, blindsided. But now I just feel empty. She whispered. I'm sorry. So am I. A week later, I saw a post from Megan. A picture of a basket, my basket, captioned. Sometimes, the truth comes wrapped in ribbons. Here's to new beginnings. And beside her in the photo? Not Ryan. Just her, smiling, lighter, freer. I didn't know if she left him. I didn't know if Emily and I would survive this. But as I looked out at the morning light spilling across the quiet kitchen, one thing was clear. Betrayal doesn't just destroy, it reveals. It shows you who you are when everything you trusted falls apart. And sometimes, the only way forward is through the ashes of the truth you finally stopped denying.